What do we have next?
The Supreme Court wants to overturn the ban on conversion therapy.
And the ambassador, thank you for redeeming your points for
They say
fucking degen.
Literally torturing children is fine, actually. Speaking of which, we have a montage for that. The Christians have been telling us that torturing kids is okay for a long time. In pretty much every video, they talk about the moral argument for God. And I have a montage for that, so let's just hear the montage before we get into this.
That we know that it's objectively wrong to torture infants for fun.
Every one of us knows that torturing an innocent baby for fun is wrong.
Do we understand that torturing babies for fun is really wrong?
That it's truly always wrong to torture a baby for fun.
So,
why do they use the exact wording?
Because if torturing babies in general cannot be wrong, because God does that every time a baby gets cancer. So they have to make excuses for why torturing babies isn't always wrong, but torturing babies for fun is always wrong. It's the motivation that matters. So this is torturing kids. Conversion therapy is torture, but they're not doing it for fun, so it's not wrong. They were telling us with their full chest that torturing kids is okay sometimes. And this is one of the times that they think it's okay.
Fair enough. Fuck them.
So, yeah. But yeah, no, the Supreme Court, they haven't actually taken up this court, but they have floated the idea of taking up this case. And if they do take it up, it's going to be a 6-3.
Yeah, because it's always a fucking 6-3.
And my understanding is that the person who's...
decision.
My understanding, though, is that the person who's suing doesn't even really have standing. Because, like, she hasn't been harmed by this. There is no actual, like, there's no negative outcome that has happened. She's just, like, a practicing therapist who can't actively torture people. And Dark Falcon for $2 says, mental gymnastics is a hell of a drug. That it is. So, yeah, like, I'm not a law-talking guy, so I don't know what counts as standing. But it seems to me that this person does not have it, and I've seen other people suggest that this person does not have it, but the Supreme Court is taking this case up anyway, when that's like, rule number 1, don't take a case if they don't have standing.
Wonder why they would take the case then. Almost like somebody, somewhere, said that they would really like if conversion therapy were legal again, and you deserve a vacation, Clarence.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that Milo Indianapolis wants to start conversion therapy camps in America. Like, he wants to own one.
But he's gay.
Nope. He deconverted from being
that's
gay.
Right, yes.
His husband is now his roommate.
Of course.
His roommate with a penis.
Would you live together without having sex? I did that. I don't know, just praise be a gay unicorn, Gary. Everybody pray to Gary that this case does not actually get taken up by the Supreme Court, because fuck this court.
The kangaroo court.
Fuck this court with Gary's staged butt plug horn.
Man, speaking of kangaroo courts, I need to watch Planet of the Apes.
Which one?
The original, the first one. So I haven't
When you say
seen
the original, the first one. Do you mean like the Charlton Heston one?
The one that has the big trial scene, or the 2 big trial scenes rather.
Okay, there is one in the Charlton Heston one.
Yeah.
Where the apes do the see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil thing.
Yeah, you're asking for context for a film I haven't seen, which is only going to get us so far. So, but no, yeah. I keep seeing clips of it pop up on my...
I do like the originals, but Charlton Heston's a piece of shit. Fuck Charlton Heston.
So, somebody who...
Content 83, thanks for the 3 community sub-gifts. As somebody who can enjoy listening to possibly pirated Harry Potter books. Potentially. Legally, I can't tell you whether or not they are. The new ones that are like fully cast and everything?
There's new ones that are fully cast?
Every time I open Amazon, it's advertising them at me.
I didn't know that those existed.
Like, yeah, well, I don't know if they've come out yet, but every time I see that, I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah, the only ones I know of are the ones that are narrated by, there's the American narrated ones, and then the ones narrated in
Thank you, Rhino
Transphobe Island. But Stephen Fry did the ones on Transphobe Island.
Yeah, Stephen Fry did one. There's another version that I have that I forget who the voice actor is, but he does a really good job with all the characters.
It's
like
Jim Dale. Jim Dale's the other one. Because Jim Dale did the voices for the video games as well.
And Jim Dale did really well.
I liked Jim Dale's performance to a degree, but when I heard him speak as Barty Crouch, I wanted my ears to be scooped out. So,
I don't remember what he sounded like as Barty Crouch.
When
specifically.
he's Barty Crouch, he sounds like this.
Okay.
He makes him sound so goddamn obnoxious. And don't get me wrong, the character is. I get it. But fuck.
Yeah, but like Barty Crouch doesn't even show up till so far in that it's like, how many characters has he done so far with a new voice for everyone? Gotta give him some slack.
Yeah, again, I think I just
Stephen Fry just reads it as fucking Stephen Fry.
Actually, Stephen Fry does a really good job differentiating a lot of the voices.
Yeah, but not
Especially
as well
Hagrid.
as Jim Dale.
Like,
Not
he's
as well as Jim Dale.
Like, he's a spot-on Hagrid.
Okay. I still think Jim Dale is better.
Oh, wait, sorry, not Barty Crouch. Cornelius Fudge. That's who Jim Dale voiced like that.
Okay.
And Fudge is in a lot more books than Crouch. But, so, like, I can watch things and I can read things knowing that the people who were involved in their production were pieces of garbage, especially if none of my money is making it into their pockets.
Sean Helfand says, by the way, you need to add that clip to your soundboard. Which clip? What were we talking about? Just a clip of like Suris imitating Jim Dale, imitating Barty Crouch?
We've gone full circle. We now have simulacrum of simulacra. So, sometimes we make mistakes, and sometimes those mistakes are making all fan art canon. So for some reason, all of you decided that a bunch of differently colored doppelgangers of me needed to be the flavor of the month or the year or however. And there's just so many of these weird, completely different personalitied, usually causing me trouble variants of my character to go around. And because I've made the mistake of making all fan art canon, I figure I might as well go ahead and celebrate this latest mistake with all of you. So if you haven't checked out my fourth wall already, there's a new channel playmat in there celebrating all of the madness that is coming from all of you, featuring not only my character, but all of the weird little variants y'all have made over the last few months, including Claudette down there in the lower right-hand corner, just kinda chilling. If you want to support my channel and what I do, then please consider picking this up. And if you do get a channel playmat, please go ahead and post about it on social media, tagging me so we can feature you in a video. Thank you very much, and let's get back to the regular video.
I just freed a simulacrum in Hollow Knight Silksong. I also, my kid's psychiatrist, who is diagnosing all my various children, there's a new diagnosis today.
A new diagnosis every day. New podcast from Vice Rhino.
Yeah, basically. But she was talking with my partner in kind of a professional manner because, you know, my partner is a therapist. She's a psychologist or psychiatrist, so similar jobs. And one of the things that came up was like, oh yeah, what the fuck was I saying? I lost it.
Thank you for the hydrate stuff.
Have I mentioned that I have ADHD?
I'm the ambassador. Thank you for redeeming your points for an Ada. Fucking degen. Speaking of ADHD, to throw you down a rabbit hole. So, a friend of mine wanted to get into YouTube, so he asked if he could, like, shadow me when I'm making an episode for the Magic channel, since that one I still do all the editing and everything for. So, I was like, sure, you can do that. And as I'm, like, bouncing through all the different shortcuts that I've made for myself in editing so that I can get a video out faster, first question was, like, how long did it used to take you? Like 8 hours or so? Like, when I first was starting out and didn't know basic things like how to hotkey, yeah, this took a lot longer. But he just went, so, aren't you glad you don't have ADHD? And I just kind of turned to him. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's just like, well, I'm watching you go through all this. I'm like, yeah. Do you know why I have all these shortcuts? Because otherwise my attention span drifts the fuck away. This is all here to protect me from me.
Do you know why this is a necessary part of my workflow? Because it saves all the fucking buttons that I can't bother to remember. Like, if I have to move my hand away from that, there's a chance that I might type youtube.com instead of doing the shortcut that I needed to do.
Exactly. We all have adaptations that we have done. And granted, I'm not diagnosed, so I'm saying this understanding that I am not diagnosed. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But I know that my attention span, at the very least, drifts badly. I have a fuck ton of adaptations to make sure I can function.
And you also, you have a drive to monetize hobbies.
What are you talking about? I didn't monetize my main hobby at all.
Yeah, sure. No, but that is a thing that happens with ADHD people. That's why so many YouTubers are ADHD. Like Linus Tech Tips. I didn't find out he had ADHD until like this year, but I've been watching him for years and thinking, oh, I relate to so much of this. And that was actually part of my diagnosis, like before I was diagnosed, but when I was kind of thinking that maybe I have ADHD, I'm like, oh, but like I relate to Linus about so many things that he says. And I'm talking specifically about like when he's live streaming on the WAN show rather than when he's scripted. I'm like, yeah, no, the stories that he tells about his personal life or whatever, that I relate to that. Like, and he doesn't have ADHD. And then he came out on one of the WAN shows and be like, yeah, as someone with ADHD, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, fuck. But and I forget where I was going with that too. There we go. This has been the ADHD super thing. Oh yeah, no. So I actually had an idea. We're getting into TMI territory again, so I'm sorry. I actually had a terrible, terrible idea that I'm not actually going to do. But because like part of the ADHD content creator thing is that every hobby you try to find a way to monetize it. Mm-hmm. So like, hey, there are people that do this for money, so maybe I could be one of those sort of things. It occurred to me the other day while I was engaged in a particular activity that I have said multiple times on my channel and on
Were you
the stream
off?
that my tastes are rather vanilla.
Uh-huh.
So that I was like, oh, hey, I could like start an OnlyFans where it's like I can gamify it and be like, I will have like every category on Pornhub in a random generator thing or whatever, and whatever category the random chooser thing picks for me, I have to just watch the most popular video from that category, and I have to finish to that video no matter what it is.
Oh, I've actually seen some of that on Pornhub.
I didn't know that was
the
the thing
live
that existed
streamer
on Pornhub.
reacts to porn videos.
Yeah, but like Fennec says, do not do every category. Some of that shit is not okay. I agree, Fennec, and this is not something that I'm actually going to do. It's just funny that I had that thought because that's the ADHD content creator thing.
Yeah, but by the time that you get to
I have a hobby, I have to monetize it.
By the time you get to like midget grandma twins, like you're gonna be spent.
I'm not. You have no idea how frequently I. Yeah, that will not be an issue. You will Pavlov yourself in weird ways. That's my point, is that I'm so vanilla right now. Maybe I will find the weird thing that I'm actually into.
My God.
But I'm not actually going to do that. I recognize that is a very bad idea.
Or maybe it's the best idea ever.
I'm stopping myself from being a millionaire with this.
Man, maybe I should do it with the VTuber model, so it just have the hands under the camera and go, you just have to imagine what my hands are doing right now.
Fennec says the actual worst idea. Mm-hmm. That's the thing, is I have no shame. You want to see my dick? I'll show you my dick. The only reason I don't is because YouTube and Twitch don't allow it. I don't care. It's just a dick. Dicks are weird. Why do you want to see that?
Hellbound says we passed that part of Pornhub 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Anyway,
there was a topic, and we have not.
I have
been
no
on
idea how Piper is going to cut this up.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
the majority of this stream. Like my actual news items are going to be like 2 minutes long, and then the rest is going to be me talking about whacking off.
Yeah, I'm concerned as to how K-Fox plans on doing this. I may actually just say don't do the Rhino streams.
Stoff says, I have a worse idea. Use my browsing history. It's fucked. I believe that, Stoff. I've seen what you draw.
Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I really could not do any of this without all of you. Those of you watching, and especially those of you who support me on Patreon. I wanted to go ahead and take a minute to thank all of you who do that, because with YouTube being what it is these days, I really cannot do this full time without the support from each and every one of you. Those people would be Red Joker, Purple Poundini, Jemshin, Britzkrieg, Jupe the Malignant, Michael, Ravalern, Mabbity Babbity, Astral Frontier, Tales of Atonement, Nixie-chan, Kiri Artemis, Limor Pinku, Love Bunny Games, Victorian Alchemist, I'm not saying the last part of that, and you know that, Aurora, Leela Ururaka, Arcton Arclacier, Kiratorian, Dren Hadamata, Jordan M, John L, Lord Bleck, Smiling Game Master, and Fireshard. Thank you so very much. But since you're here, why not go ahead and try watching another one? There should be one that's on the screen right now. And if you are a patron of mine, I wanted to go ahead and thank you again for all of your support. There is still a video you could press though, if you'd like. I would appreciate it just a little bit.